Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Great Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Now, I know that the Pittsburgh shooter was a serious topic and it really had to be addressed. And I know that the bomber that sent the pipe bombs to Obama and Biden was very serious and that had to be addressed. But let's face it, they were a big interruption. They interrupted my routine so that they could bomb people and kill people and shoot people. So they're done, and now it's back to business. I know you all want an update. You've been waiting 2 weeks for this update, and now you're going to have an update. What happened to the coconut monkeys? Now, in case you don't know yet, coconut monkeys are monkeys that are monkey slaves. Monkey slaves that are forced to harvest coconuts all day, every day, day in, day out, 365 days a year. They're harvesting coconuts for us so that we can enjoy dairy-free cheese and dairy-free ice cream. Well, I'm here to tell you that the coconut monkeys today are liberated for all of my viewers because now you know. Now you know, and knowledge is power, and now you know that monkeys are being enslaved to harvest your coconuts. Now, I wrote to some companies and asked them, do your coconuts get harvested by monkeys? And here's the responses. Ben and Jerry's didn't write me at all. And Ben and Jerry's had a warning on their website that said, we may never answer you. We may never answer your query. So just get used to it because we don't answer any of your queries, but we do read them all. So don't worry because we're reading all your responses and taking note, taking stock, but we don't answer you. So Ben and Jerry's told me point blank they would not answer me, and they did not. It's been 2 weeks, so they're not about to answer me. Follow Your Heart did not answer me. Follow Your Heart makes slices. Their shredded cheese is made with palm oil from South America. If you find that acceptable, at least the jaguar is endangered and the gibbon is endangered, but at least the Sumatran tiger and the orangutan are not endangered. So if you find that acceptable, Follow Your Heart makes shreds with palm oil from South America, but their slices are made from coconut oil. And I wrote them and asked them, are your coconuts harvested by monkeys? They did not respond. Follow Your Heart did not respond. I wrote to Miyoko's. Miyoko's makes luxury cheeses for the vegan market, and they all contain coconut. Every single product contains coconut. I wrote them and said to Miyoko's, do you use monkeys to harvest your coconuts? No response. No response at all from Miyoko's. So those two are out. I also wrote to Kite Hill, Silk, Dea, Alter Eco, Dream, and So Delicious, and they all responded. Dream and So Delicious, not very satisfying. So Delicious sent me a form letter, as I told you, a form letter that didn't address my question, didn't say anything about coconut monkeys, just said, we are so kind. So Delicious is philosophy is so kind, and we're so kind to animals, people, and the planet. But they did not answer any of my questions, so I don't trust So Delicious. Dream guided me to a PDF. The PDF did address fair trade chocolate, but it did not address coconut monkeys at all. So Dream never responded to me. I followed up with them and asked them, and they never responded. Alter Eco wrote me and point blank told me we do not use monkeys to harvest their coconuts. So that's good. Alter Eco is good. Dea, same thing. They said that they do not use monkeys to harvest their coconuts. And their coconuts come from the Philippines for Dea. So they definitely do not use monkeys to harvest coconuts. Now there's a problem with Silk. Silk told me they do not use monkeys to harvest their coconuts. But they admitted to me that that their coconuts do come from Thailand and Indonesia. And Thailand is the biggest offender. Over 99% of all coconuts from Thailand are harvested by monkeys, no exceptions. I don't care where you heard it from or who you heard it from. Their coconuts are harvested by monkeys. So Silk admitted it. Silk admitted that their coconuts come from Thailand, and they claim that they're not harvested by monkeys. Now, if you decide to trust them, you can buy coconut milk from Silk. But if you don't trust them, then give Silk your business, buy Silk soy milk, but don't buy Silk coconut milk because it might be harvested by monkeys. And Kite Hill answered me on a different subject. Not coconut monkeys, but almonds. I asked them about the wild bees because, as I've mentioned in my video 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that bees are migrant bees, and they're not real migrants. They get shipped by truck all around the country, pollinating, and the biggest crop that they get shipped to is the almond crop. Every year in January, all the bees in North America get shipped to California to pollinate the almond crop. And they said we're working with the Almond Growers Board. We've been working with them for years to help honeybees. So they're doing something. But if you disapprove of migratory bees, almonds are not your product. And it's up to you whether you still want to buy Kite Hill or not. Now, they use almonds. They do not use coconut. But it's up to you whether you want the honeybees pollinating your almonds. And so those are the answers. And I wrote to PETA. And I'll tell you why I wrote to PETA. P-E-T-A, PETA. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. I wrote them because they had a page saying, is coconut milk vegan? And they said, it's made from plants. It's made from plants, so of course it's vegan. And enjoy. And I couldn't stand this page. They were such arrogant sons of bitches. So I wrote them, and I said, do you know about the coconut monkeys and how they're strung up by nooses by their necks, and how they're hung upside down by their legs, and how their mothers are shot to get them as infants, and how they're forced to harvest coconuts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until they drop from exhaustion. All day, every day, they're forced to harvest coconuts. And they sent me a form letter saying, we received your information. Thank you for this information. We'll think about it. And it was a form letter. So they never answered me. PETA never answered me. So if you all want to write to PETA and ask them why they didn't answer me, go right ahead. But they haven't taken down their page yet about coconuts. And they write me every day now. They put me on their mailing list, and they write me every day talking about animals abused in Asia, but nothing about coconut monkeys. Nothing about coconut monkeys. And so I did a little research on PETA after that, and I found out that PETA puts to sleep every animal in their care. They get hundreds or maybe thousands of stray dogs and cats at their shelter every year, and they put over 90% of them to sleep. Very few find their way into homes, and some of them get put to sleep within 24 hours. And it's not because they're predators. It's not because they're predators. PETA has a page about feeding a vegan diet to dogs and cats. So they themselves recommend a vegan diet for dogs and cats. Now, being a vegan is not a good idea for a cat. A cat is an obligate carnivore, and it cannot live without things like arachidonic acid, which is essential and only comes from an animal. So PETA recommends this vegan diet for dogs and cats, but they don't feed them. They put them to sleep. And why? Because they don't keep sufficient facilities to take care of all these animals. They just receive them and put them to sleep, and they just don't bother keeping the facilities. So they're just a murder factory for dogs and cats. And I hate to use the word murder for putting dogs and cats to sleep, but they don't take care of them. They don't keep them. They put them to sleep. So I looked up alternatives to PETA to see if there's any better charities that we can support as animal lovers. And I got a list of them here. I'm going to share with you this list of charities that are better than PETA. Vegan Outreach, Humane League, local farm sanctuaries, Mercy for Animals, that's a really good one, Farm Animal Rights Movement, or FARM, and now they've become Compassion Over Killing, so give your business the Compassion Over Killing, and Toronto Pig Save. So those are some charities that you can donate to that will definitely be better than PETA. I'm Sarah Jane Alpha Wolf signing off. Have a terrific week, and watch out for those coconut monkeys.